One, two, three, go! Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is episode 73 of the Trugg Walg series, where we took a deep dive into the TFAK subreddit to see what the heck we're doing here. What's up everyone? I hope you all are doing amazing and loving life as you should. I just got back from the pharmacy, and as I was walking up, it was some dude, and he just started laughing. Like, he laughed in my face. I was like, this is weird. Whatever, what can you do? He's probably like, that's the girl who makes fun of Brendan a bunch. I got her. Brendan, we got her location. Uh-oh. If you can't take it, don't dish it. Okay, everyone. So, I am excited because Brendan's Alston phase is really heating up, and I am really wondering, what does Rogan think about this? Is he like, oh, it's whatever? No. Imagine your worst enemy is moving in the same town as you, but it's a toxic friend who wants to hang out all the time, and you're like, please no, please no. So, Rogan, you know, you wanted your cake and you wanted to eat it too. You wanted to bring Brendan upon this world, and then you wanted just to leave LA, and then now we're stuck with him. I ain't buying it. So if Brendan is on the Rogan experience more, then maybe we're all wrong. Maybe they're best friends who talk every day, but I don't know. God, am I hoping for Brendan's downfall? I was watching my last episode 72, and I felt like I was being such a Debbie Downer. So hopefully I can turn this around. I could switch the narrative, because I'm in the business of likability, everyone. Okay, so from our person Haphazard, Callan has been telling people that TFAK might end soon. Poor Brendan. Let's see.
Well, I told you to remind me. I'll do this off air, but we can do it here. A mutual friend of ours apparently talked the other day.
Mutual friend. Brendan, spit it out.
Talked to him today and he goes, man, yeah, I talked to Brian, so, I mean, how long you guys think you do firing the kid? I go, he goes, yeah, clearly you guys don't like doing it. And I go, huh? You're talking to Brendan, man. It's me. He goes, yeah, I know. It's running a short leash. You guys gonna stop doing it when you get to Austin? I go, fighting the kid? He's yeah. I go, oh, Bubba, let me go through this way. Fighting a kid could make $0, and me and Brian would still do it every week.
Bull crap, Brendan. The fact that you can't say every is so insane to me. If my friend honestly just kept saying insane Super Bowl, I'd be like, yo, either you're gonna say it right or I'm never gonna hang out with you again. It's really that simple.
Yeah, it's never been about the money. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. Right. He was really, yeah.
Okay, tell your boss it's never been about the money. This full-time job of mine isn't about the money. No, Brendan, it's all about that Skrilla. Or is it because you sell merch? Dude, come on. My videos don't make anything because you all just downvote them into oblivion. So it's your girl's struggling. I'm down bad.
Oh, I just figured the vibe, like after talking to Brian, talking to you, I went, oh, the vibe. Oh, you're weird. So off, dude. Yeah. I talk to Brian every day. Yeah. He's like, oh, I thought you only talked to me when you're in the studio. I'm like, buddy. I said, dude, I can't tell you how off you are. He goes, really? I go, yeah. Who is this? I'll tell you off air. Oh, it's so funny. He goes, really? I go, oh, but you're taking. Right, because I said, you either taking what I'm saying out of context or what Brian's out of context. I said, I can't. We're not talking enthusiastic.
We're not taking what you say out of context or taking it at face value. Brendan, I know this might surprise you, but we're all not as stupid as you. If I was like, everyone, I love making these videos. Yeah, I have so much fun being a content creator. Yeah, you'd be like, you don't sound like it. That's the thing, Brendan. you could say one thing, but your actions, your emotions say another. And the fact that you think we're as stupid as you, in fact, you think we're stupider than you because you think we're gonna buy what you're selling. I don't think so, Bubba.
Basically, because
I said I can't emphasize it. Or maybe when he's talking to us, there's just issues, maybe. I don't know.
I never said that.
But he was like, what? And I'm like, you're so off?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going to Austin together to do.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Brian bought a house before me. It was really, I never thought he was going to go. I'm like, yeah, he bought the house before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're doing.
No, we both have houses. Yeah.
And it's going.
Isn't that weird, though?
It's going to go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so off.
People get different ideas.
Yeah. Weird, right? Weird takeaway.
Who it is.
Yeah, you'll know.
Very interesting.
Chin, how are you feeling about Texas? Now that it's getting real?
I told my parents yesterday because they came to visit me yesterday.
How'd they take it? I did get a call from your dad.
I know. Did he? Was he crying or no?
No, he's like, I can't wait to get this kid out of here.
No, everyone's cool with it, man. Yeah, like I said, I haven't
got pushback from anyone. There's a few people expected, but for the most part, everyone's stoked. Yeah,
I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. Like,
yeah, you're the perfect kid.
Yeah, this is like the best time to give it a shot. So
up and go.
Yeah.
You get any pushback on your friends or family?
Oh no.
No, right?
Not at all.
Most people are like, I can't believe we didn't go before.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what's actually really funny is I'm moving in, I think, less than 2 weeks. So by the time Brendan is like kind of off the internet for a little bit because he's moving, I might be off the internet for just had because I'm gonna be busy too. Everyone, 3 things. Okay. Thing 1, how crazy are these braids? The fact that they're so different in color. They're different. Thing 2, if you ever buy a mic, this is a Shure Beta 58A. It's like a really good mic. I saved $40 getting it because I bought it used, and I stressed for the longest time, is this real or is it fake? And it turns out the best way to determine if your mic is fake or not is to weigh it. If it weighs close to what the specs say it should, it's real. If it doesn't, it's fake. And it's real, just so you know. This is a really good mic. I recommend it. Thing 3, I have the AirPod Pros too, and I was always complaining how they're always falling out of my ear. So what you do is you put them in and you twist them up so they're pointing straight like laser beams. That's how they're supposed to be, and ever since then I've had no problems. So that's it.
That's right. All of them.
Our boy AG from Toehold's like, I can't believe Brian's going.
Yeah.
I can't believe Brian's going.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Come on, man. Let's go.
My only issue with all of it, there's a million things you have to figure out, leave the studio, all this shit, but we'll figure all that out. And the kids are stoked, but I just don't think they realize the magnitude.
They don't yet, but they'll get, you know what kids do, especially boys, they adapt this quickly.
They will, especially I'll find his team, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll end the season in May, so we'll leave after then.
You'll get yourself a Tesla, you'll be driving around with me, it's going to be great.
After that.
Never. Yeah, I'm excited.
But that's 3 months away.
I can't wait.
A new journey, new chapter.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's gonna be cool,
Fuck
man.
Yeah. Be great.
What else you got, Jen?
We have a lot of time, so let me share a story with you real quick.
Deuces Macchiato.
Brendan, I hate that you always say, what else you got, Chin? Because I expect you to come up with just another saying. I don't know why, but I wish you would. And honestly, I don't even know what you should replace it with. And maybe it's just projecting because I don't have anyone to be like, okay, what else you got, Tim? And he'd be like, oh, I got this cool Brendan clip. I'm gonna pull it up for you really quick. No, I'm doing all this myself. So Brendan, how about you learn from a YouTuber who has 2,500 subs, but yet Joe Rogan's media company's coming after me? Not cool. What happened to free speech? I thought we were all gonna fight. What happened? No, seriously, Rogan's media company is coming after me. It's crazy. they're banking episodes now. Same clothes. Yep. Everyone, this sounds... I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but sometimes sitting down for like an hour is really all I have in me. I think it's either because maybe I have ADHD, which is true, or I can't stand Brendan for any more than an hour. But I don't know, just something about sitting down talking to the computer for an hour is just, it's such hard work. It's the hardest job in the world. But I don't know, it's crazy. It's a beast. Making these videos is a beast. So I don't really bank my videos, I don't know, but even if I do, I make sure to change clothes or do something different. At least I try. Bappa makes fun of the deaf. Hey, good guy, just so everyone knows.
And I said to him,
as long as I'm not better than blind,
I don't think that you should be allowed to drive or do anything.
And he go,
hey, dude.
Hey,
I know, I can't do that.
Oh.
I think that's hilarious, and I believe.
But is it true? Probably you had a deaf Uber driver?
Yeah, I did.
better than blind.
He was hard of hearing, and he did.
Okay. I have some things to say. I told you all, Brendan, he has the mindset of a high school bully. Some people are like, you're still covering Brendan. He's such low-hanging fruit. The lowest. So you're telling me I should just let him get away with this? I don't think so. And I was hanging out with my brother when he was in town, and a few of our friends were all drinking, partying, karaokeing. It was really fun. And I was doing an RFK impression. I have brainworms in my brain and I can't talk, and I just do what I'm told. and my brother was like, oh, he's like, that's not cool. And I was like, what is this, the Joe Rogan experience? Or what are we doing here? And then we kept partying, and my brother, like, he made fun of someone. I don't even know what he said or who it was about. And then me and my friend were like, oh, that's not cool. And then my brother was like, he's like, who are you, Joe Rogan? And I thought that was really funny. Yeah. I make fun of people who deserve it. That's what I do. Just so everyone knows. Callan's enthusiasm for keeping the show going when he thought he had a much better paying new gig versus now. Yeah. It just shows this whole thing is just a grift for them. It's just a way for them just to make money, make that Skrilla, and be like, I don't care about my fans. Like, why should I? Maybe because they're the ones who support you. That's another reason why I don't like you. And what grinds my gears about bigger YouTubers who like, I don't care about my fans. Why should I? And that's why I made a point to try talking with you all. But it is overwhelming. I get it.
And, it takes a lot of time out of my day.
Sure.
I got family.
You gotta fly to Dallas.
I got a lot of stuff.
You have to.
He loves
and
interrupting.
So I just wanted to say that today...
Be honest.
It's not my last day. And I'm not leaving Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah.
Nor have I ever, in my mind, thought about leaving Fighter and the Kid.
How stupid are people?
Okay? So, I'm staying. Until this fucking show
until the
spirals, until the wheels fall off, and this show just turns into like when you see the show and it's just dust and flies, some flies flying around. When the cameras are on and you just hear a dog howling and sagebrush.
Well, I think that's
when I'll be gone. We're going to Austin together, dude.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Brian bought a house before me. It was really, I never thought he was gonna go. I'm like, yeah, he bought the house before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're doing.
No, we both have houses. Yeah.
And it's going.
Isn't that weird though?
It's gonna go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so off.
People get different ideas.
Yeah. Weird, right? Weird takeaway.
Who it is?
Yeah, you'll know.
Very interesting.
Shannon, how are you feeling about Texas? Yeah, fuck boy. This guy. And naps and shit.
Talk to us when you deadlift over 300, right?
Yeah. Hey, this me. That's a good impression.
You're making fun of.
No, I'm making fun of you. Me. No, you got to take creatine, you piece of shit. Ow.
Ow. Ow. Oh, here we go. Lane. Get your shitty friend over here.
I take creatine. Brian's energy is that same energy of, I have so much going on. I have so many opportunities. I don't care what's next for me because I'll have a safety net. But now he's like, yep, moving to Austin. Oh, great energy. We can really tell. We can really tell. God, Brian, honestly, Brian really did seem happy, but I guess maybe he's on a draw. He's on a draw after all. I was gonna say something. I think I forgot. I am just all over the place today, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Hitler, terrible guy who agrees with everything Hitler did, good dude, warning, long. Danny Kaufman too. I love the long clips. I want them deep inside of me.
God, I know my shit when it comes to Hitler, don't I?
I love it.
A little too much. Yeah, like they did a lot of terrible shit, but Porsche, Volkswagen, a lot of engineering came through Hitler, the Nuremberg Ring, like a lot of horrible shit, but as far as car stuff. See, this is what Bryce Mitchell should have done.
They can't even admit Hitler did one thing good. Well, he was such an awful person. Anything good he did is null and void because of how evil he was.
You know, NASA, some of that stuff. No. But that, again, that's not him.
Bryce Mitchell should probably spend more time and just listening and fighting and not talking. He's too little young. He's a young man.
You know what? We keep saying that. He's not that young. He's 31. He's old enough to know better.
Right.
Because I called him a kid. I'm like, listen, he's a kid. And people are like, bud.
He's 31.
He's 31. And when they told me, I went, oh, shit.
It's old enough to know better.
That's old enough to know better to talk like that.
Well, he's a kid who's had very limited exposure to the world. And I think
or too much exposure of the wrong stuff.
Well, this is what happens to these kids who go down these people who go down this rabbit hole of YouTube and they do their own quote unquote research.
But also one of the issues is he'll say stuff like this, or even flat Earth, or school mass shootings,
and gets a whole bunch of affirmative.
So he goes, oh man, people support this like Twitter does and IG does. You go in the real world, man, it's not the people don't fuck with.
Well, he should. What Bryce would do himself a favor of is talk to a real historian or a real scientist or somebody who's actually at NASA, so he could understand how they have arrived at their conclusion.
See, that's not going to work on somebody like this who's been indoctrinated into these thoughts. If you have someone that represents NASA or whatever, granted, clearly we know they know their shit. He's going to think, well, of course he works for the man, or he works for them, he's a psyop, whatever. You need someone that's not, you would need someone like Rogan, who has no interest in it.
But I would say to him too,
Rogan's too busy.
All those scientists.
You know what makes it worse is his hair's all fucked up. It's like hanging out to the side. Yeah, I love him. He should double down on this. I keep saying that.
The thing about that Bryce Mitchell is,
Brennan, you have doubled down on your unlikability, and I truly thought this year that you were going to turn things around, you were going to start talking right, you were going to be more of a likable person, because I'm pretty sure at the end of 2024, you were saying like, oh, things are going to be different. Like, so I honestly thought things were, but your speech is crazy. It's worse than ever. And you are making no progress or no attempt to fix it. You know, I was watching the Timos Boys, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I don't watch them too often just because, honestly, this is all I can take of Brendan. It's too much. And Gerard was saying, how Brennan's always like, no, idiots. Of course the fighter and the kid isn't moving. Like, wow, like you're a bunch of jerk-offs for thinking that. Why are you so passive-aggressive to all of your quote-unquote fans? And I'm so glad I'm not the only one that sees it too. So big ups to the Timos boys. But that does infuriate me. Brennan's like, no, you stupid idiot, worthless, pathetic losers. Of course that's not true. It's like, dude, why are you so mad, bro?
He really does seem in his heart to be such a good person. He's just...
That's my thing about... Do you know Bryce at all? He's actually a good dude.
I'm sure he is.
But I think...
I just don't like
ditch the Hitler stuff, but this...
I don't like seeing him...
Double down on this.
He just needs to be educated.
I think Bryce doubles down on the... Like, ditch the whole Jew stuff and Hitler stuff. Just get rid of that.
It's all part of the same.
I know, but dude, if you're going to keep doing it, like, double down on the flat earth stuff, all the rest of it.
It's all...
You know, Hitler was a great dude. Don't include the Holocaust. Don't include the occupations of countries. Besides all that, he was the best. Forget all of his bad traits. Okay, everyone, conspiracy time. You're telling me 2 Al-Qaeda people went into an airplane and hijacked it? They sat down and were like, I know how to fly this thing. Bull crap. Those things are like programmed like computers. They go from point A to point B. I have no proof, but I just think they do. So I ain't buying that one bit. And you're telling me we're spinning at 1,000,000 miles per hour and no one feels it? Bull crap. Flat Earth confirmed. Okay. We just do so much on this channel. The F we doing here? F we doing? I done get it, so it done makes sense. I think this is Joanna, hence the name. But oh jeez. I post a lot of pictures online. They're mostly sexy and on my OnlyFans and Patreon, but it's a bit much. Sorry, I'm not a pro photographer. He just delight near Cerritos, Florida. Chin Road. Thank Salute. My brother says he works with someone who is like really angry. He hates the people he works with. He's super passive aggressive. And in his natural resting face is off. It's a frowning face. I can't even make it. And if you know me, I hate people who just have like resting frowning face. And if you're out there, I don't mean like I hate you, but if you have like a negative attitude, that's what I really don't like. And he says this dude does. And I guess that's really it. Yeah, I guess I totally forgot what I was even gonna say, to be honest. Baba. Oh, but he just says he's such an unlikable dude and everyone's trying to get him fired. You know, people can pick up on when you are passive aggressive, when you hate everyone. It's just obvious. Okay. He just had to use the word by Nighthawk. I know this is I know this is supposed to be Bryce Mitchell's discipline over his wild comments, but dude can fight. Not an easy fight for Sylvia and Annie Fassett. You know, it's so weird seeing Brennan say or spell Annie Fassett, because I am so used to him saying Annie Fassett that it's like, so Brennan, if you read this, how would you say the word? You say Annie. Oh, so it's pronounced with an I? Then spell it like that. You know what I mean? That's what's so weird about it. He has to know, like, oh, I just say it weird because I have a speech impediment. Even if you do, Brendan, you're still unlikable. I have a mental, I have something mentally wrong with me, but that doesn't make me unlikable, or it doesn't make me not speak right. I don't know. Bappa repeating the same word like his master. Oh, he always repeats the same word.
Balls, maybe, or like
is it some cat?
The Cat Club, the Kit Kat or something.
Kit Kat.
Lucky Devil Lounge.
No, it was called the Kit Kat.
It was the Golden Dragon.
No, man. It was
it the Golden Dragon?
Kit Kats. Bring it, Kit Kats.
Portland.
Cats. Kit Kat.
There's Kit Club. Kit Kat Club.
That's it, dude. That's it.
I think he said it 6 times. He is just like Wings of Redemption, where he always repeats the same word, always repeats the same sentence. Honestly, I don't think he can help himself. Now that's a beast. And I know it's hard. How could you ever admit to anyone that you're unlikable? I get so many comments saying I'm unlikable, and I get it for sure. But at least I'm thankful, right? That has to count for something. Okay. By Thick Boy with 3 C's, it don't count. You'll never guess what this vapid blank biggest ick is. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of excited for this. I do love seeing cats. Wait, was that her name? Cat? I love seeing her stuff. Oh, her name is Lego Head. Because it's entertaining.
What's like your biggest ick in a guy? My biggest ick is definitely when a guy trips but he doesn't fall. I hate the motion of just like I don't know what it is. I know that's not fair because I'm really clumsy, but I hate when a man trips. Like, just fall. Commit to something. Yeah, like stand up straight, be vertical, be confident in your walk, or fall. I need commitment out of a man.
Okay, is that supposed to be like a bit? Is that how comedy works? No, tripping is very embarrassing. Matter of fact, I'm still embarrassed when I tripped out in front of the parking lot in front of my gym, where most likely the entire staff seen me. Well, I kind of slid, tripped. It was a beast. And I'm still embarrassed, and that was like 3 months ago. So the fact that you're like, it's an ick, that Lego had, that's disgusting. That really is. Okay, let's see. How can we ever appreciate the Gringo Poppy comment, the best jokes allegedly told the world? Yeah, Brendan, it's not even so much that like the comedy special was atrocious, but it's the fact that you were making all these crazy faces. And would it be a Brendan Schaub special if we didn't get him sticking out his tongue? That's what he loves doing. Like, what is this? You can do and say a lot of things, but you need to be likable. Brendan, if you had this quirky comedy thing going for you, that's one thing. But it's the fact that you're so unlikable, and you're like, and you had the audacity to stay on stage and be like, yeah, everyone, I'm white as heck. Really, dude? You're Mexican as heck. Dude, you are not white. That seriously, that don't count in the slightest. Rinks love to guess people's ethnicity. Well, then guess Brendan's.
Portland or something?
Yeah,
when we were doing the road together?
Time, yeah.
It was a while ago.
Yep. But you can put things together, you know?
If you're well traveled and you're around it, you know the dialect.
Physically too, you know.
Yeah.
Like Turks, Serbs. Serbs are tall a lot of times. Good looking, strong looking people. It's really interesting. You can do it, you know.
My favorite were important in the last one. You go, and trans, and you're spot on.
Brennan, this is why I do what I do. I will always stand up for the LGBTQ plus community. And the fact that you are on your right-wing grift, that's one thing. But if you're going to come after my community, that's where I draw the line. Trans girls are girls, trans men are men, and non-binary people are non-binary. And the fact that you're so obsessed with trans individuals, I think that shows more about you than anything, honestly. Happy birthday, son, but here's a picture of me. A special birthday for Tiger this year. He didn't want to party or gifts. He wanted to celebrate his B-Day with his family in Chicago. Oh, kind of close to me. Hey, Joanna, are you coming for me? If you're gonna come for the queen, you best not miss, mama. And I hate when they show pictures of their kids because I don't want to see them and I don't care. This isn't about them. But the fact that you're like, happy birthday, Tiger, here's a picture of me. Okay, this is literally the one time you might be allowed to post a picture of your son, but it's of you wearing all this makeup. I have very minimal makeup on because it just, I don't know, I just don't care. Dang. Vapid is the perfect word for her because she wants that whole like celebrity status, and to be a celebrity, you know, you can't interact with your fans. You have to act like you're better than everyone. It's like, no. People hit me up all the time and I'll try talking to whoever I can. I mean, I'm really busy, but I'll never act like I'm some celebrity because that's just not my thing. I'm a normal human, just like everyone else. And that's the thing. If you ask her, like, are you a normal human? I guess, but you know, I live such a hard life. I'm a mom of 3. I just do so much. Like, Joanna, cut the crap. Okay. Clint opens up about his mental health to Brian and Barn Door. That is such a funny name. Oops. Okay, sorry. Brennan hates when you, like, mispronounce his name, Barn Door.
Yeah. You're so stressed out.
That's why I'm like, with therapy,
you should see a therapist.
I told you I did, but it was through BetterHelp. It was through like the online.
Oh, you did a Zoom?
So what you do is you just kind of take action and just get better at something. So you're stronger and you're a different person, and that can be really helpful too. And I believe in that, actually.
No, I'm with you, Brian. Yeah. And I do all the steps as far as like doing, other than drinking. You guys always give me shit about drinking, but so other than drinking, but as far as like this one particular thing that I'm trying to figure out, I've not been able to. I've tried everything, reading books, you know, doing all this stuff, but I can't figure out how to get over it. Man, maybe one day I'll tell you once I'm over it.
Does it involve women?
So he kept going. He goes, just tap.
They keep forgetting about the allegations against the diddler. Uh-oh.
Considered more of an artist or more of a...
No, they're both... What does that even mean? They're both fucking rapping.
Well, one's more legit as a rapper.
All getting cut out.
I don't like when he says, do my...
Wait, hold on. This is... If I kept playing that, I would for sure get a copyright strike. And Brennan, it is so obvious they do not like being there. How are you not able to tell? Like, they're not even contributing to the podcast. They're just literally being like, what am I doing? How long till I have to, like, get to leave? Yeah. I couldn't hang out with people who hate me. But I guess Brendan Schaub can because he's just built different. Brian Callen catching strays. Oh, from our friend Joe Rogan. Let's see.
Right? Is that people can deceive you. And you can't really tell. And some people are terrible at it for some reason. Like some people just fall in line with the wrong crowd over and over and over again, and they never get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
You have to be skeptical.
Yeah.
Or you have to be able to read people.
Yeah.
And what is reading people, though, right? Like there's people that I've met that, like, right away, I'm like, this person's broken. I got to get the fuck away from them.
But yeah, you were never able to tell with Brendan that he was a really insane dude. But Joe, let's be real. I think you really only like people who suck you off, who say you're the best comedian, who say you're such a good guy. And that's why you liked Brendan, because honestly, if anyone's gonna suck Joe Rogan off, metaphorically and physically, it was gonna be Brendan. So it's no surprise that he was such a fan of Brendan, but now he sees how much flack he gets online, deservedly so, and he wants nothing to do with him. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Rogan was really stressed out about the fact that now Brendan is gonna be like, Joe, wanna hang out? Do you wanna hang out? And Joe, your true colors are going to have to show. You're gonna have to tell Brendan to kick rocks, which I hope you do.
There's a famous story that with my friend Brian Callen, who's a hilarious comedian who always has the worst friends. Always. And one time he showed up at this show that we were doing together with this gal that he was dating. And I met her for 5 seconds, and he'd always had the worst girlfriends. They were always just disasters. I go, get rid of this one, please. I go, trust me, you got to move. He's like, what are you talking about? I go, dude, she's crazy. This one's broken. And he's like, no. I go, dude, I am telling you right now. Turned out she's a meth head. He didn't know. She wound up being a prostitute. Like, it was off the charts. But she was pretty, and he just...
If I was dating someone and Joe Rogan was like, I was talking to Nikki and her girlfriend was a meth head, she didn't know, I'd be like, dude, are you really saying this on the world's most famous podcast? You're putting me on blast. You're exposing me. That's not cool. So, but I mean, what's Brian gonna say? Because obviously he can't do much.
Thought she was friendly to him, and so she was fine. And I read it right away. I'm like, oh, everything's wrong here.
Yeah.
And he's like, how did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just knew right away. You got to get away from her.
Yeah.
And he eventually one day ran into her after they had broken up. She was street walking.
What?
Yeah, like that crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, because we all cannot be multi-millionaires like you. Being homeless, oh, she's homeless, therefore she must be a crazy nobody. Joe, you're out of touch with the normal person. How people think you're a down-to-earth dude. I mean, it's easy to be down-to-earth when your bills are paid for and then some. To never worry about money again. It's easy to be like, I don't care about anything. You can come across as a down-to-earth person. But in reality, you're not. You're as right-wing as it comes. And the right-wing party is for multi-millionaires. It always has been, and it always will be. Okay. What the? Is Brian getting his foot back in Hollywood?
Next time on The Fallen State.
Why don't you drop your anger right now?
I keep that pilot light of aggression going at all times.
What the? How do you deal with the hell of your wife when it comes out?
She's a lot more sensible in many ways. I'm hot. I'm passionate.
Man. Man.
He didn't. Well, I got my black belt in marriage.
Oh,
you might still be a white belt. Yeah, I think I know why you haven't been married.
So what's wrong with the blacks?
Whoa. Okay, that is crazy. The fact they got Brian Callen on. Oh. the fallen state is really going on the freaking drain, isn't it? So no one cares about his allegations. I mean, sure, you could say they're allegations and there's no proof. What's that? But it's kind of substantiated. Oh God, I might have to react to that. That seems really funny. Brian ain't getting back in Hollywood. Talking about parallel thinking, B. Something's Burning, episode 1 from Tyler's. I don't get it, so it doesn't count. It stuff's confusing. Let's see. Okay. LOL, most people plan vacations with their kids. ... Not Rinks. He's not a family person. Family guy.
Wait, Brian, have you ever been back to the Philippines where you were born?
Never have.
Never? Do you ever
I'd like
plan to? Okay.
I'd like to. But again,
when are you gonna go?
Again, what I really like is being with my kids. Yesterday I had all 4 of my kids at my house. That's my home. That's everything for me.
Yeah, I can't travel.
You get to a point, so if you put me in the Philippines, if I'm not with all of them.
No, I imagine you would take your kids.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just missing them. I'm just in another country missing them. So.
All right, everyone. So we are back with another Schaub Chronicles. I love these because these really document, I guess, the downfall of Brendan, and they prove once and for all why he is so unlikable and why we do what we do. So let's get started. 300 pages of evidence. Kalila was wondering if she should share another important bit of information.
No, I'm trying to deliberate whether or not I want to add this piece of information or not.
Do it.
Well, you might as well.
Yeah.
Well, one of
fucked as it is, so might as well.
I really wish, like, my wish was for him to be open about the situation as well, so there'd be sort of this like clarity.
Okay, interesting growth.
But one of the threats was to expose something about me.
Person who threatened us, I'll say this. You think you have a one over me? I fucking dare you, motherfucker. I dare you. Let it out of your chest, because that is actually not a real threat. You think you're threatening me, but it's kind of, that information's already out there, you little bitch.
Can confirm.
Yeah. She can confirm, she can confirm, Bobby can confirm.
It's just also
about, and it was a very specific thing about it.
We might as well talk about that.
About a time, about something that I had been doing while Bobby and I were broken up.
Okay.
So we had an open thing.
Just take it all from them.
Okay, so we had an open thing, right? So that they can't use this against us.
Exactly. Yeah, just put it all on the table.
So we had this open thing, and
you guys had an open relationship.
Yeah,
right?
I was
and
with
Kalila saw somebody in Hawaii.
Lovely person.
Lovely guy. I know the guy.
In fact, Bobby hand selected him. Literally. He was like, this guy's amazing.
Right.
So somebody that we could trust.
So you arranged something for her.
I didn't arrange it, right?
You
she asked, "Is this going to be okay?" And I said, "Go ahead and do it."
Okay, interesting.
And this is something that
this is
my therapist knew about. We talked about it in couples counseling, this and that. So this is something. So it happened, right? And it got leaked into the internet, right? And now there's these conspiracy theories that she cheated on me and whatnot, right? This is this is the most uncomfortable podcast. This is another thing that I was gonna not talk about, and now we're talking about.
But why not? Nothing happened. If you're both comfortable, there's nothing to be ashamed about.
With it, but
there's nothing to be ashamed about. Why should people lie about it?
Of and I hear it every day online.
So just
we just did it.
But that was
we just fucking did it, man.
Put it to rest. I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that was like, if you don't get in line, I have nasty things to say about you too. And I was like, say them.
Also, you guys didn't do anything wrong. Like the insinuations, like I know about this and I'm gonna fucking blackmail you.
But I do have to say that after it went on for a while, I didn't feel comfortable about it.
Okay.
And I've now looked at her maybe 4 months ago, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore, and let's go stay monogamous again.
Oh, this was happening up until recently.
Up until very recently.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So,
interesting.
So when it comes,
I don't think I could ever do polyagamy, because I'm a one girl kind of girl. Either you're gonna love me or you're gonna love nobody. No, but I just couldn't imagine, like, having all these girlfriends. Oh, it would be a beast. That'd be too much for me.
Like real things like what we talked about with Brendan and this and that, I try to essentially kind of, you know, avoid them because they seem very real, and there's like real life consequences to that type of confrontation, right? So that's why I generally avoid it. It's not me being a coward or a pussy, because obviously I'm taking it head on now, right? But essentially that's why I don't talk about those kind of things on our podcast. Even, you know, me and our break and her seeing that guy from Hawaii, we haven't talked about it on Tiger Belly because I just find it to be no one's real business.
It's not.
Well, so I think he perceives it as like an existential threat, which is why he reacted so strongly.
It's of his making.
He did those things.
It's not even that. It's like I forgave him for those things. You know what I mean?
Right.
I forgave him. I talked to him on the phone. I mean, not looking him in the eyes, but I talked to him and go, listen, I hold no grudges, right? You did what you did, right? And
in response to the way he called you and bullied you.
No, before that.
In response to him.
Oh, that he hit on you.
Yeah, right. I'm fine with it. Even when it happened, I was fine with it. I understood it. She's hot. I get it. Right? Right. So it's like, that's that. Right. And let me say this too. FYI, I think other guys would not have responded that way. Right. But I've always been like, I know how this whole game is. Right. And I'm like, you know what? He didn't have sex with her. Right. I'm fine. Right. And I want to continue doing my business.
Yeah.
Right. My only concern is because I feel like there's some unhinged elements, right? And you know, I don't know what the retaliation is, because even though I did nothing wrong and I don't even know what the fuck is going on, right? I still feel like there's going to be retaliation.
You know what's really funny about talking about retaliation is how I can watch the JRV on here for like a minute or two, and his media company will come after me. But I watch the H3 podcast, not a peep. But remember, everyone, Joe Rogan is free speech.
In a weird way.
And there's also something very slanderous happening, was that he didn't just tell us about the Reddit thing. He was telling Rogan. He was telling Whitney.
I would believe that, though. It seems insane.
Who knows? But I'm just saying,
like, he's telling people.
If I ever got described as a podcaster, I'd be like, oh, that stings. That stings.
Shit.
He's telling other people that this is what you did. This is what our company did. And that is, to me,
that's
like...
nuts.
Well, I mean, his name, when they did assault me, right? You know, his name came up a lot, Rogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boys. It's the boys.
The original team's back together.
And this is a good way to start this, because we're going to... I'm calling this podcast The Hammer of Truth. And I'm going to start this off by saying a couple of things.
Brian's serious.
Yeah, because I believe when the chaos hits, you tell the truth. I've always been honest with everybody, all the fans and everybody who listens. Bobby Lee is somebody I love very much.
We both do.
Yes, but people have been talking on. He went online and he went on and talked about somebody who spoke to him in a very rough bull.
How are you gonna say this segment is the hammer of truth? And Brennan comes right off street and lies and was like, I love Bobby. But then another time he's like, me and Bobby never even talked. God, Brennan, it's not so much you lie, but it's you love lying. Can you imagine that, everyone? Could you imagine loving to lie? He's a son of the devil.
Being manner, okay? That wasn't anybody but me. I'm the guy. I'm the one who did it. Not Chris, not Theo, not Sam, it was me. Okay, and here's the second thing I want to say. Bobby is 100% right in his anger at me, in how he felt, and I'm 100% wrong. I take full fucking responsibility for the way I spoke to him, which was wrong. There's no excuse. Okay. And now I will give you. Now, having said that, let me say it again. And this is what I said to Bobby. Bobby, when did you talk to him? I spoke to Bobby. I tried to speak to him after you spoke to Kalila. When I spoke to Bobby, I said to him on the phone, "I believe you." And then I thought, I don't know Kalila. I thought that she was. And let me just say this. And I'm gonna explain this, but I want to first own up to everything that I did, because what I did at the end of the day, the way I spoke to Bobby, who is somebody I love, who didn't deserve the way nobody deserves to be just attacked. And I'm going to tell you where I was wrong, and I'm going to get specific. But let me start once again by saying, I'm the guy, okay? I take full responsibility. I was wrong. I said this to Bobby. I called him up, and Bobby read me the riot act. I think if he had been in front of me, he would have fucking punched me.
I love how Brennan is, I mean, sure, he interrupts per usual, because would it be a Brennan Schaub podcast if he didn't interrupt? But it's so funny how Brian's like, I take full responsibility, but Brennan's like, okay. Brennan, so you're Mr. Innocent here, huh? Brennan, all this drama, all these haters, all this subreddit full of people living in their mom's basement is all your own making, B. You've done this. You've made this yourself. And now it's time that you lay in it, Bubba.
And he's justified. And I said, Bobby, you're absolutely right. I apologize. I was wrong. And where I was wrong was this. I didn't give Bobby the benefit of the doubt. I didn't ask him first. I didn't really give him the respect to say, hey, dude, is what I'm seeing true? So let me get into that. This had nothing to do with you and the Kalila thing. Nothing. This had. I don't get involved in that. I wasn't there. I don't get involved with any of that.
It just happened to let.
There was something else. So I want to make. Hold on.
It's a crazy coincidence I get into beef with Bobby about him being in charge of the subreddit when you are getting into beef with Kalila about being in charge of the subreddit. Because Brendan, you literally look like either you're about to or you just came from their podcast where you're like, Kalila, I'm not saying that you're a part of the subreddit, but I think you're a part of the subreddit. God, how stupid is that? Even if they were the heads of the subreddit, do you know how Reddit works, Brennan? Not at all.
Real quick, with the timeline, with the Kalila stuff, and then what you're going to refer to, you're looking about 3 to 5 weeks difference.
I did not know.
Coincidence.
I did not know. You never talk about it. And we're very close, but think about this. I didn't know that for 6 years you've been getting...
Everyone, it's all one crazy coincidence.
Crazy, not just hate. There is a difference, guys, between hate, between making fun of somebody, and threats. Threats and harassment, long-term harassment and physical threats against somebody's family, interference in someone's business and trying to destroy someone's business. There is a very big difference between real physical and cyber threats and actual harassment.
Oh my God. Tell me you're a boomer without telling me you're a boomer. Like, there are physical threats, but there are cyber threats, and there are real threats. Dude, shut up. No one's threatening you. You, Mr. Callan, you threatened Bobby. And look at Brendan. If this is not the face of someone who's like, I am totally guilty and I am totally bloated, I don't know what is.
Long-term harassment and just hate and people making videos. That's all good.
Yeah,
that's all good, dude.
No, that's the internet.
That's the internet.
But what I deal with
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I don't talk about it with
and
anybody.
So what happens, guys, is when you have a legal matter, when it becomes actually physically dangerous, or at least that would be the, when I look at it, that's the amount of shit you take is actually dangerous.
Correct.
It's dangerous.
Correct.
There are people that are not, this is not satire, this is not hate, this is not a hater, this is not somebody being, funny, and it's out there. There's some funny hate out there. I look at it. But we're talking about actual illegal activity.
Correct.
So what you do in that situation after 6 years, when it gets crazy and scary, is you hire professional legal counsel and professionals to deal with this.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So obviously I don't talk about the negative.
That would be the, when I look at it, that's the amount of shit you take is actually dangerous.
Correct.
It's dangerous.
Correct.
There are people that are not,
they're
not, this is not satire, this is not hate, this is not a hater, this is not somebody being, funny, and it's out there. There's some funny hate out there. I look at it. But we're talking about actual illegal activity.
Correct.
So what you do in that situation after 6 years, when it gets crazy and scary, is you hire professional legal counsel and professionals to deal with this.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So obviously I don't talk.
He just said, can I say something? Can I say something? Brennan, you could say something when you learn how to say something.
About the negative stuff. You know me better than
anyone.
I would say anyone.
Your brother knows you better.
Maybe you're up there.
Maybe.
But I always look at life as the glass half full. Always. It's just my nature, and I know that stuff is out there, and I've always been privy to ignore it. Obviously, especially the way I look and having the careers that I've had, it's going to trigger people, and I get all that. I 100% get all that. And
Brendan, your fake ear triggers me. How I look like your high school bully. Brendan, you look like that person in high school who was obviously bisexual but never came out.
I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. But then, it gets to a certain point, and when they step over the boundaries of criticism,
when it gets to your physical safety,
correct,
and your family's physical safety,
and that for sure. But then also going after my businesses, companies I'm associated with. Then you're talking about illegal activity. But then even with all that, I've never brought it up to you guys. Ever, man.
Look,
ever.
I've never heard about it. I didn't hear about it until it got so crazy that you had to talk about it.
But it got so crazy, and the way it works is one of the reasons I'm at where I'm at, whether you think I'm successful or not, that's up for debate.
It's up for debate if you're successful. Having a Hollywood mansion. Am I successful? Yeah, Brendan. Hollywood mansion, doesn't count. And I get if you're getting death threats, that's serious. But the fact that you think like me, for example, me making these videos is like life-threatening to you. Dude, I'm not threatening your family or you. I would never harm anyone. And just the fact that you think we would is just so disingenuous. People make fun of me online. Therefore, they want to hurt me. Really, dude? Last time I checked, weren't you the top 10 UFC fighter in the world? Not anymore. And now you're Mr. Sensitive. Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Okay. Mr. Sensitive, Brendan. Okay. Mr. I was never a fighter. But I'm super sensitive. But if I see you on the streets, I'll snap your neck. But I'm sensitive.
I surround myself with much smarter people. You, Mark, Kat, Chin, everybody in here is smarter than me. I'll give you that. That's fine. People outside of this that work and have this engine going, my career going, are much smarter than me, whether my business manager, my agents, my managers. I constantly surround myself with smarter people. I don't deal with any of that stuff.
Hold on.
Being a stand-up comic and have this engine going, my career going, are much smarter than me, whether my business manager, my agents, my managers. I constantly surround myself with smarter people. I don't deal with any of that stuff. Being a stand-up comic, and you know this better than anybody, is so tough. It's so tough.
Never ends.
So my energy goes to that and my kids. That's it, man. Yes. For me to get notified that some illegal activity is going on and that I should do something about it, it has to be so bad. To the point so bad that this account got alerted.
So hold on. Let me finish this because it's very important.
But let me say this too. I know I'm 6'4", 250 pounds, 255. I know I'm 255 pounds. I know I look like this stuff doesn't bother me. It hurts my feelings, man. It always has.
To say the least.
It always has.
To say the least.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants me to come on here and talk about, you know, how my feelings are hurt, because that's not the masculine thing to do. But I'm telling you now, so all you guys know, it hurts my feelings more than you know. It hurts my feelings more than you know.
God, Brendan, that was so pathetic. It hurts my feelings more than you know. I've never put my hand on my chest. I've never drank through a straw. Brendan, that's why you deserve all this hate. It's one thing to get hurt by mean, evil comments, but it's another when you deserve them. God, Brendan, you cannot have it both ways. You can hear it both ways, but you can't have it both ways. Either you're an ex-UFC fighter who's going to beat up Nate Diaz, you could snap his neck, and then you'll beat him up, walk out of the room unscathed with a Diet Coke. Or you're Mr. Sensitive, where it hurts your sweet, innocent feelings. Brendan, which is it? And I was watching that clip I made like a year ago. It was Brendan's like, I've never claimed to be a gearhead. I'm a big gearhead. Brendan, if you've seen that clip now, and it got like 250 upvotes on Chains. It was actually, hold on. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can actually find it really quick. Gearhead. No, I'll look up my name, because this will prove for you all that oh dang, I can't even find it. Yeah, oh wait, hold on. This is my last chance, because I want to prove for you all. Oh, great, I can't find it. Don't count. I wanted to prove to you all that Brendan is in fact just a grifter. If I said I wasn't a musician, I've always been a musician, you'd be like, wait, then why'd you say that? Brendan, if you've been a gearhead since you were 16, you would never say, I've never been a gearhead. Brendan, that proves right there you're a liar, and you deserve everything you've gotten and more. Everyone, thank you so much for watching episode 73 of the Trugg Walg series. If you want to see videos early or my sexy pictures, they are on Patreon and OnlyFans. And no, I actually really appreciate it. And you support my dreams. I support all of your dreams. And go for your dreams, everyone. Do what makes you happy in life. No one's going to do it for you. You need to do you. You will face a lot of adversity. It won't be easy. But things that are worth it in life are never easy. Everyone remember that. And also remember, you are loved and appreciated. I'll catch you in the next one. But until then, Nikki signing out. See ya, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day.